I may look like a pretty mess, but my divorce is a hot mess. Hey y'all, welcome to my channel. I'm Raphael and I am here to review episode 6 of the Real Actresses of Beverly Hills. And we start off right where we left off with another to be continued of Erika Jayne finally getting to Sutton's. I'm gonna try to say her name correctly. But Erika gets to Sutton's house and right away it's so awkward and uncomfortable between all the women because they know that they need to discuss Erika's divorce news that just broke out. And everybody's just kind of beating around the bush and not really saying much. And oh, Erika, so you're blonde now. Oh, your dress is pink. That's cute. Did you shave down there today? Oh, that's nice. Yeah, I used toilet paper today, extra load because I had diarrhea this morning. Yeah, but how are you? And everybody is just walking on pins and needles talking to her. And eventually, Erika just comes out with it because she feels the awkward tension between all of them. And she says, listen, let's just talk about the elephant in the room. And yes, I filed for divorce. What do y'all want to know? Because I practiced my lines before I got here and I'm a known actress, so here we go. And Erika begins to confess that her marriage was just dry. It was not going anywhere. Every time she would try to tell Tom something, he would just tell her, shut up, bitch, or else I'm not paying for your next car. He just wasn't giving her any attention, wasn't giving her no affection, no love, nothing. Even though that's what she's been hyping up this entire season. Oh yes, Tom is such a great man. He's so good to me and he's such a breadwinner. But now she's saying the opposite and saying that the marriages was not gonna work out, but she was gonna hold his crusty hand till death, which who knows how much longer that was in his case, but either way, she was gonna hold it till death. And I just don't know if she was actually gonna do that. I mean, is her name in the will? Is it not? And she carries on with saying, yes, I lost my big house that I had with him, but I'm the third wife that was in there. And that sounds crazy to me. I mean, if you really think about it, I mean, that's insane. Like, you're the third wife that has been in this house with him and that has shared it with him. It's a lot. I don't have that big house that I used to live in anymore. Now I have a little Barbie house. It's still in the millions, but it's not what I'm used to. And I know, I lost my car, my everything. I just couldn't do it anymore. But did I tell you I bought a new car? Yeah, I bought a new car with those victims' money. Yep, exactly. No, I don't feel bad at all because the car is so nice. And I bought a matching purse. And then they ask her, oh, did you buy furniture? Like, did you have anything inside it? And of course, she just so happens to give the FBI, who's sitting in front of Sutton's house, listening, no, I stole the furniture. Oh, Erika, you make such a good case against you because you know the FBI was just sitting outside the house like, yes, she stole the furniture. Yep. What else? She got a new car, she said, right? All right, we're jotting this down. Do you want any fries with that? You were just not making a good case for yourself at all. I mean, at all. And this whole sob story and sympathy that Lisa specifically has for her, I mean, all the women do, but Lisa specifically, Lisa's just, oh yes, I mean, it's just so crazy. We need to give her space. It's just a lot to handle. I mean, who knows how this is gonna play out? But she was the same one that was acting like a piranha to Denise last season. Oh, so did you sleep with Brandy? I want to know the truth. I just cannot lie. I need to know the truth. I am real. I am 100% real. I need to know the truth. Where is that energy here? I mean, just because you're friends with her, I thought you were friends with Denise, and now all of a sudden you don't want to hold Erika accountable. But okay, I'm telling you, Erika could rob everything in Lisa's purse, and Lisa will still look away and, oh yeah, no, we need to give it time because I'm not sure if that was my purse and my stuff that she stole. And eventually Doria and Kyle, they decide to go to the side and talk about the relationship and why isn't Doria making love to Kyle every single night. And Kyle's just like, I'm just not going to be like that anymore to you. I'm going to try to be nicer. I'm going to try to please you a little bit more. You know that thing you like from the back? I'm going to try to do it a little bit more often. I'm so sorry. Let's just kiss and make up. Mwah, mwah. And of course, they decide to bring up the whole Crystal versus Sutton thing again from the cabin, and it's just like, let it go at this point. I mean, I think they kind of got over it. There's two different sides of the story because Crystal is telling one person, yeah, I feel violated, but then you're telling somebody else, oh yeah, it was nothing. I just didn't want to come to dinner because it was weird. But it's just like, Crystal, you do know that you're being filmed, so you need to keep your story consistent or those flashbacks are a bitch, and they will come back to you and show you the receipts of what you did and you didn't say. But at this point, just let it go. You're beating a dead horse, and it's no point to continue going on. If both the women are okay with it and they're fine, maybe they just don't get along, and that's fine. Just leave them alone. And then we get to Garcelle, and she meets with a matchmaker, sort of, and they're talking, and she's giving her all the qualities that she wants in a man. And she's trying to figure out, why can't she find one? What's the problem? Does she need to like tone down her career talk too much? Garcelle says something that's so relatable that, especially nowadays with dating and just men being trashed 24/7 in 2021, how much of somebody do you really know before you have to give all of you to somebody else without knowing that that somebody else is gonna betray you or just backstab you or just they're not really there for long-term things? So I get what Garcelle is saying, because it is a difficult thing to be this independent person and doing everything for yourselves, and then it's almost like, oh, another person has to come into your life, and then you have to think for two people sometimes, and then sometimes you have to also not just think about yourself, but think about another person, and it could seem as if you're giving your power away to somebody else, or, oh, you're not independent anymore because you're with somebody else who is not controlling your life, but is also altering your life decisions in a way. But I think Garcelle just has to weed out the certain men out there, and then she'll eventually find a good one, because she has a lot to offer and she brings a lot to the table. It's not like she's just coming there and like, okay, I'm pretty, so you have to date me. She was also talking about how the diamond can't be too big. Was she talking about the diamond that people put in their mouth, or was she talking about a different diamond? And then we move over to Prisoner 924's house, and you could tell that Bravo is just being so shady with their editing. I mean, first of all, if I was the director, the creative director that is hired by Erika, I would at least tell her, like, look, bitch, I don't think you want us to direct you in this house and like show every room in here with all your expensive shoes and clothes everywhere, especially with these cameras, because the cameras are quick to capture everything on film. They are like, all right, we're just filming her in the bathroom. Oh shit, there, I see Fendi. Zoom in, I see Fendi. Oh, I see Gucci shoes. Let's move in over here. All right. Yes, Andy, I see it, Andy. Don't worry, I got it right here on camera. We're taking this bitch down. And you keep putting more and more evidence out there of stuff that you probably brought, that you most likely brought, with these victims' money. And these flashbacks between her and Tom are so kind of gross in a way, because it's almost as if she's kissing her great grandfather in the mouth, and it's kind of weird. They kiss and they have that awkward moment of, did we just do that? And it's just gross to look at, because Erika, I will respect you a little bit more. I'm pretty sure the audience will respect you a little bit more if you were just confess you were just with him for the money. It's okay, sis. We will all do it. It's okay to be a gold digger. Just do it. Just confess with it. Just, look, I'm leaving him because he is about to go to jail, and I'm not trying to go down with that sinking ship of his, and I was just here for the money. I was just trying to get some Chanel cufflinks. I wasn't trying to get cuffed into prison. And she continues moping around saying, oh yes, it's just, I went from this huge house to this other house, and look at my house now. It's such a small box. I could barely fit inside it. Oh, yes, Erika, it's so privileged to be crying over this nice house that you now have compared to your huge mansion you had before. Oh, please. She's also saying that she tried to do it on election day because she thought that it would go unnoticed. But no, no, no. The news outlet said, bitch, come right back here. We see that divorce paper. Come over here. We need to expose you. And then we move over to Sutton getting a mammogram, and Kyle, for some reason, decides that this is the best place to talk about Crystal and Sutton's situation, from the whole her knocking on the door and walking in on her naked. And it's just like, okay, so I understand Crystal's side and I kind of understand Sutton's side. I understand both sides, and I do feel to a certain extent it's getting blown out of proportion a little bit from both sides, maybe, because Crystal is clearly getting caught up, not in a bunch of lies, but she's getting caught up in her words, and you're saying that you don't want to talk about it no more, but you're talking about it again, and then Kyle does not make it any better with repeating it again. So it's like you keep playing telephone with this. Eventually the conversation is going to get worse, and it's going to come off as if she's trying to be shady about it behind Sutton's back, when I don't think she's really trying to be that. I think she's just trying to explain it. And at the same time, you have to understand, it does not matter, like I said in the other review, that just because y'all are all women and Sutton was in there for maybe 2, maybe 1 0.2 seconds. The point is, you walked into her and you were naked. You should have knocked and just waited for her to say, you could come in, I'm ready. But you decided to walk in without her giving you the go. And now you're upset and feeling some type of way that Crystal feels some type of way that you saw her naked and she clearly didn't tell you to come in yet. So what do y'all expect? I mean, just because you might be comfortable with your girlfriends getting naked and stuff in front of each other or seeing each other that way does not mean that Crystal's like that. And we learned from Crystal's conversation with her husband last week that she's not fully comfortable with the whole body department situation right there. So maybe she feels that being naked or having a lot of skin showing out there in front of people is a more vulnerable side to her. And they don't seem to understand that, especially when she clearly made that a conversation last week with the women, and you would think that they would put two and two together, but they're not. They're just trying to pin both of them together to make issues. And I wish Sutton would have seen that coming a little bit sooner, that Kyle is just kind of throwing you out there so you can have an issue with Crystal, and then she's gonna sit back like, yes, me and Dorit started it, but mostly me. So if she feels violated, she feels violated. If Sutton was a man, would nobody care then? Oh, would it be, oh, no, it's fine. He was just in there for 2 seconds. It doesn't matter. I don't feel violated. Y'all wouldn't have the same conversation then, right? But because Sutton is a woman, Sutton, damn it, I said her name wrong. But because Sutton is a woman, oh, it's fine. Then we move over to Lisa and Prisoner 658, and they get together to have a cocktail and to talk about, again, Erika's issues with Tom. And it's just unbelievable how Lisa is so quiet the entire time that Erika is explaining, yes, I left him at work and he went into the firm and the wind was blowing and it was sunny and I think I had my period that day and I'm not sure if I brushed my teeth even. And I think I had a bagel for breakfast, but I left him and then I went to the hotel and I ran, Lisa. Did you hear me? I ran. And Lisa's just sitting there like, la, 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 la. Yes, I understand. No, I get it. No, I completely get it. I understand. No, I get it. I'm not questioning you. Yes, Where was that energy with Denise? It's just unbelievable. She was hounding away at Denise all season. And I'm not letting it go because that was a huge part of Lisa's storyline with Denise. And you were just vicious with it. And now you just want to play nice with Erika. Erika's doing that thing with her voice where she's talking so low and talking so quiet so people could feel sympathy. I just felt so horrible. I mean, I'm pretty sure he's probably like, fuck Erika. If you decide to do this, then that's what you decide to do and you can live on your own, right? I'm not gonna give you no more money. This is why, everybody, you cannot depend on somebody else for money because look at the situation that Erika's almost making it seem as if she's in, as this man gave you everything that you wanted, which technically I guess, but you see how much power a little bit of coin gives the man over you and then you have to do everything at his whim? No. You need to make your own money and decision, and that way if you do decide to leave, there's no problem and you could leave with respect and dignity and with your head held high, not saying that you were controlled by anybody else. So finally, all the women start arriving at Crystal's house for the dumpling get-together, and apparently this is also a Halloween costume party because Garcelle came dressed as Baby Bop from Barney and Friends, Sutton came dressed as Carmen Sandiego, and Erika Jayne came dressed as Pebble Flintstones with a mix of 2000s early hairstyle. And all the women are sitting in the backyard and they're all having drinks and having conversation and getting along. And then Sutton goes and uses the bathroom and Crystal follows in pursuit. And then finally we get a sit down between Crystal and Sutton tells her, you need to stop talking about that issue in Tahoe. I thought we let it go already. I thought it was squashed. What's going on? And Crystal's just saying, well, they keep bringing it up to me and they continue asking me about it, so I'm just gonna answer. And at one point, yeah, Crystal, they are asking you, but if you really want to dead the situation, you could just stop talking about it and just keep your mouth closed and let it be that, and you can start over with Sutton. But it seems like you just don't want to like Sutton, and I don't blame you. But at the same time, you can't play this whole, oh, you know, I just don't want to talk about it no more. I really don't want to talk about it. Dorit and Kyle, do y'all want to talk about it? Because I want to talk about it. You can't play both sides. But eventually, both of them decide to squash it, and they decide to go back to the get-together, and they're sitting down, and Sutton announces to the group and kind of blindsides Crystal and says, well, we decided to talk everything out and now everything in Lake Tahoe is fine and cleared. But she just doesn't like that she was called manic and crazy and all of that, and it was defamatory and all this. And then Dory tries to jump in and Sutton was quick to snap back and says, I don't know why you getting in here with your paws, Dory. Stay over there. Crystal just goes and says, okay, well, if you say that you're not those things, then I guess I'll believe you. And you can't blame having 2 bad days, Sutton, on your behavior, and then you just go back to normal. No, I really do think that that insane side that we saw of Sutton at the beginning of the season, that's who you really are. What Sutton does really well at is pretending that she's this, oh yes, I'm this classy woman, and I never get upset, and I never lose my cool. But deep down inside, we know you're crazy, and we know you'll call the cops on Crystal in a heartbeat. Especially from the previews for next week that, oh, you don't want to see me angry, or what? You're gonna press 911? What are you gonna do? Nothing. And Sutton just says that she's a mean girl. No, she's not. She's not a mean girl. Just because she does not like you and just because she has her opinions of you, the same way that you say you don't see color, the same way Crystal could have her opinion of you. Why is it such a big thing? And it's crazy to me because I was on Twitter and of course I was looking at the hashtag of the show and everybody was just calling Crystal all types of this, that, and the third, defending Sutton. And of course it works. It just kills me how Sutton has blinded everybody with this whole foolish act of woe is me and I'm the victim and oh, she's being a mean girl and she's not being nice to me. Can everybody attack her online, please? And people are falling for it and Crystal's just not here for it either and I don't blame her. And they fell right into Kyle's traps too, because if you look closely, if you zoom in and you pause, Kyle was smiling the entire interaction between Sutton and Crystal in front of them. Kyle was just sitting back like, these 2 stupid bitches, they fell right into my trap. And that's what they don't see, that Kyle is the true puppet master between both of them in a way. And Erika also tells us that she's gone 90 days without getting her Pikachu touch and that she's put something on her hot chili pepper to make it, you know, oh, she's all lit and high right now. I'm like, oh my, Erika. And then we end off the episode with Erika's monologue that she received in acting class. She said, nothing is exactly what it looks like and nothing means what it means. Did I do that correctly, acting coach? Should I do it again? Okay, let me do it again. Nothing is as it seems and these women don't know anything of what's about to go down. I really wonder if they're going to show the true reasoning to why Erika wanted to divorce from Tom and if they're going to talk about the victim at all. I mean, I'm surprised because they're so quick with showing these flashbacks from previous seasons or showing receipts or something on camera, but they don't want to point that out yet. So I wonder if they play it out later on in the season, but we shall see. And we see that next week. Lisa, of course, exposing her daughter and the whole Scott Disick situation. That should be interesting to see how she talks about that. And then we see Karen versus Crystal again. So that should also be interesting. That's round 10 now at this point? But let me know what y'all think about this episode. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Bye, y'all. Mwah.